What's up, my fellow creators? Welcome, guys. I hope you are having a beautifully, phenomenally blessed day. Thank you for joining me for a moment with yours truly, and today we are going down the rabbit hole with another prophetic vision. So these things have been really intense since I accepted them, right? Interestingly enough. But before we get into it, please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel down below, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live, and make sure you check out my channel for more content. I've always got new things coming out all the time. So this one will be intense, okay? This is a general message for the collective, something that I feel like there is a group of people going through. And before I get into it, I do want to mention a few things. This is a trigger alert for many people, especially those of you who have been in a state of wanting to truly blame others for their current circumstances, and also just understanding too that sometimes we have to really feel and allow ourselves to express how we feel, not putting it on anybody, not taking it out on anybody, but allowing ourselves to have a channel and outlet to express how we really feel. Okay, so in this vision, you have something very, very precious to you. There's something that's very important to you. It is a material item. Now, there are some of you that it is a project that you're getting involved in, but for the majority of you, this is a material item that you have. And it is very, very precious to you. And this is a lesson. So this is like you're being schooled on something. And I know that this sounds really rough, and Source doesn't really want it to come across as rough, but sometimes we need tough love as humans because we're stubborn. And that's just the collective in general. We're very stubborn when it comes to learning our lessons, and it's hard for us to really take them in all seriousness, okay? But there's this thing that's very precious to you, and you end up going to a new place with a very close individual. So this could be a family member, somebody you love. This could be somebody that has been a friend for forever. Whatever the circumstance is, you go someplace new, and in this new place, there is a trickster that finds out about your item that's very precious to you. They find out about it, and they scheme behind your back, and they end up taking it and claiming it as theirs. And the problem that you run into is that no matter how many times you try to tell everybody that's around you, the people that you've never met before, this person that's close with you, it's like no one is listening to you. It's like no one understands or cares that this precious thing was taken away from you. Okay? Some of you, this could be happening soon. This could have already happened to some of you, or it is happening now. Okay, but there is a point. Okay, there is a point to this. You end up going and telling everybody about it, and then all of a sudden there comes out other stories saying about how this person has done something similar across the board. So it's almost like other people who have experienced the same thing. Something very precious to them was taken. So this could be a car, it could be a home, it could be money, it could be a phone, it could be jewelry, it could be a belt buckle, right? The amount of items that it could be is infinite, because what is precious to everybody is different. The point is this is something that you care about a lot. It could have very significant value to you. It could have very much sentimental value to you, whatever it is. You just really care about it a lot. And the people who scheme against you, they're very, very good at what they do. And you have gone out of your way to make them prove that it is yours, and make them prove that they aren't in ownership of it. Well, what ended up happening in my vision is that you're like, oh yeah, well, I have this gift, this authentication that goes with it, and they went and they forged that authentication, and they convinced the authorities that it was theirs. Okay, and the authorities could be anybody who has any kind of leadership in the community. Okay, so that could be a preacher, it could be a teacher, It could be the council, the city council, it could be the mayor, it could really be the authorities, okay? Again, this is a general message, but this is what came through. And what ends up happening is that you get mad, okay? And you're mad at them, of course, because they took this thing that was yours and somehow convinced everybody that it was theirs. And what you really get mad about is when you say, okay, you need to prove that it's yours because I know I have the proof for it. You're mad because you feel like you gave them the answer. You feel like you gave them the answer on how they could prove that it was theirs instead of yours. And everybody thinks that you're the one that has the counterfeit instead. And I feel like this is a symbolic meaning as to how you feel in your current circumstances, as though everybody thinks that you're fake when you're not. You're a genuine person. But the people that you're surrounded by are they're just easily tricked. Okay, they're very easily tricked. They're very easily convinced by other people. And they can't trust you. And the reason they can't trust you is because they can't trust themselves. And you are a trustworthy person. I don't want you to think that you're not, because you are a trustworthy person. But you get angry at yourself, and Source wants you to know it's okay to be angry, but don't be mad at yourself and beating yourself up about what happened, because this situation is meant to happen in order for you to begin to let go. So this is for a group of people who have a very hard time surrendering when it comes to things that are very important to them, whatever that is, okay? And this is something that Source has, I guess you could say, conducted. Everybody has free will, of course, but understanding that certain circumstances do come into our lives to help us learn how to trust ourselves and to trust how we feel. And from the get-go in this vision, you were already defensive and already angry, and so that's telling me that there's something else deeper than this thing that you have in your life. It's like this thing is like the last physical manifestation of holding on to the hurt that's deep within you, and so it's in surrendering this thing to somebody else, even though you don't want to. And I know you're probably coming up with every excuse right now to say why you shouldn't, and I agree. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. What I'm saying is that Source is pointing out that there's something much deeper within you that is trying to surface. And as long as you have this material thing, it is the embodiment of your emotional ego taking place. And it won't allow your spirit to cleanse this bottom compartmentalized hurt that is trying to surface. So that anger that you're feeling, yes, it is valid. It is valid because of the situation. Understanding, though, the depth of that anger comes from something else. And so the point is at the end of this vision, Source showed me that it was almost like you as a person, you will come into a place where you're just like, I'm done. I can't fight for this anymore. I can't be made to feel like I'm stupid. I can't be made to feel like I'm an idiot or like I am and crazy or like I don't know what's going on, because you do. You're very aware of everything that's going on. But this is that last point where it's so that you can begin to start letting go of the people that are surrounding you. Because the people that are surrounding you, when this situation comes, it's like you're begging them to help you. And they're off more concerned about what's going on in their own lives. And they're more concerned about the hamburger that they're going to have. Or they're more concerned about the cigarette that they're going to go smoke. Or the joint that they're going to go and smoke. Or they're more concerned about everything else that doesn't really have value. And you're still trying to entertain this person, but it's because of this material thing that's keeping you from seeing the truth of the situation that's standing in front of you. And this is hard, because whatever this material thing is, it feels like when it leaves or when it gets taken away, it feels like your heart is getting ripped out. Okay? And it's deep, deep in your stomach. It's like deep, deep in your core that this is affecting you. And the reason it's affecting you so much is because you're not honoring your own intuition. And this is giving you an opportunity to really dig deep within yourself to honor who you are. I'm not going to say it's easy because I know it's not. The feelings that were coming are overwhelming. Okay? And so what it is that you're going through, I completely understand how overwhelming it is. But no matter how overwhelming it is there a way that you can find a centered place so that you can see the truth of the situation instead of seeing the actual situation? Because what you're seeing in front of you is just an illusion of what's really going on. Okay? It's a distraction. It's to keep you distracted from seeing the truth within yourself. And so Source brought this up, and it's everybody against you. So it really feels like you against the world right now. But you're not alone. You're not alone. And you just have to ask for guidance. And you just have to ask for assistance. And you have to ask, whether that's Source or your angels or your guides, whatever it is, you have to ask for them to help bring you up into a vibrational level to where you can see the truth of the situation and where you can help yourself accept it. Okay, because it's in that acceptance that you'll be able to truly surrender. And when you surrender, the attachment to this item will be severed. And when that attachment is severed, it will be like a light bulb going off inside of you, like, wow, why did I not see this before? And you'll understand because of the attachment that was to this thing. It was keeping you from seeing with your own intuition, your own eyes even. You were blinding yourself. It's like seeing the world through rose-colored glasses. And then when this item, when you throw your hands up and you say enough, it's like you take off the rose-colored glasses and you see the situation for what it is. The thing that I heard before this vision is saying you're being schooled. And most people take that to be like a very vicious way of learning a lesson, and it's not. Like, this is like the school of life, okay? And in being schooled, it's like just learning a very tough lesson and understanding that once you learn it, you'll always remember it. That's why you're being schooled. Like, this is a very deep lesson for you, okay? And it hurts. And it hurts because the emotional ego is trying to keep you in a state of where it can control your spirit. And your spirit is tired of being controlled by the emotional ego. And so this has to happen. It is for purpose. It's not a plight against you in any one way, shape, or form. Because the thing is that on down the line, it may not be right away. But on down the line, what's going to happen is that Source is going to give you what was meant to be yours all along. And you're going to love whatever it is and be more grateful for whatever it is than you ever could be for this thing that is currently keeping you captive. And you may not feel that way now. And that's okay. An understanding that however you feel, you need to feel it and find an outlet, which is why I said in the beginning, a trigger alert, right? You can't just take it out, even on the people who are involved in this. Taking it out on them is not going to help you solve the problem. What's going to help you solve the problem is to find some sort of creative avenue to channel this anger, to channel this hurt, to channel this pain. So whether that's painting or rollerblading or jump roping or running or going out and taking pictures of nature, or there's tons of creative things. Whatever it is you're inspired to do, whatever it is you love to do, when no one's looking, use that as a channel for your anger. If you got to get a canvas and paint that shit black and throw red paint on it in a state of rage, then do that. Get it out. If you need to go out in a field by yourself and stand and scream your head off, go out in the field and scream your head off, okay? When you do, what's going to happen is you're going to release something deep within you. And when it released from my lower abdomen, and it was like years and years of buildup just went whoosh. So you're going to feel a sense of freedom once this happens, okay? That's everything that came through in this vision. Just know that whenever it does happen, if it is happening now, you are protected. You are okay. You might not feel okay. That's perfectly fine. But you are okay. All right? And I'm sending you out so much light and love. Source has your back, even if it might not feel like it in this time. Just understand when things are falling apart, most oftentimes this is an indication that the pieces are falling together, okay? I love you guys. I hope this helps you along your journey. It's a very, very intense vision that I had. With that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Until we meet each other again. Mwah. Peace out. I love y'all. Bye.